Hello and welcome to this special report on gadgets and useful things to have on board.
And here they are, our top 5 this video. We've had 5 years on board now, so we've had some time to look around at different bits and pieces and discover what you need on a boat. Some of these things have come through recommendations, some of them just trawling the internet and buying stuff online.
And some things people offer us to try out for free, like this first one.
It's a nice gentle sailing day today. We're sailing south in Greece, and on days like this I'm most likely to find Judy just here.
Yes, I'm reading magazines, can you believe, on my iPad. Now, I never thought I'd be able to do that until Readly contacted us and asked us to be part of a sponsored video for them. Magazines take up space, so we have very limited space on a boat. We have a magazine rack which is full of maps and pilot books, and I have a very small bookcase in our stateroom. So magazines are a luxury I never thought I'd be able to have. I'm reading Newsweek. I downloaded it before we set sail. We're now halfway across the Ionian Sea and I'm halfway through the magazine. You can have up to 5 devices on the same account. So Steve and I have both got it on our iPads and I've got it on my phone as well. Steve tends to go for the science magazines, photography. We both like the travel magazines, and I like the cookery magazines because I'm quite recently vegetarian and cookbooks are incredibly heavy, so we don't have many of those on the boat. I've got a couple, but there are so many recipes. I can find the recipes I like, I can bookmark them and save them, so if I want to come back to them at any time, then that's really easy to do. And the best thing about this sponsored video is that our viewers are being made this special offer.
Readly are offering 2-month subscription for free, then $7.99 per month after that. This can be cancelled at any time.
Now, anyone who sails at night knows you need a good head torch. Don't waste your money buying something like this. This is something that I got off Amazon a while ago. It takes AAA batteries and it'll last a few months if you're lucky. And it just doesn't work very well. They don't go low enough in brightness. They dazzle people and they don't go high enough either. So something like this, it costs a lot more money, but it's really worth it. It'll last you a lifetime, and it's just a pleasure to use. This one is the Exposure Pro Raw. I'm guessing that means red and white, R-A-W, because that's what it does. You press the little button on the end here and you get the low powered red first of all, because that's what you want. You don't want to dazzle people, so they thought it through. It's all on one button, so you don't have to feel around. The ones that have more than one button, forget it, because you're never going to know what you're doing feeling around up there. So one push puts it on the low, and then you can go through the different powers of that, or you can just turn it off with a long push and turn it on. If you turn it on with a long push, it comes up white, and the same thing there. You can just then go up through the power ranges. So this will go from 2 lumen to 200 lumen. That's a massive range. I know that means nothing. So let's have a look at it actually in the dark to see what it looks like. So this first setting won't dazzle anyone. It's just enough to read by and see anything that's really close. Second one's really good for anything in the cockpit, see all your instruments. And the third one, as you can see, really lights up everything. You can see everything on deck. So really good range. And same thing then with the whites, with 3 different strengths, and a strobe as well for good measure. So why is this good then? Why do I like the construction of this? Well, it's just well made, everything about it. The strap is really good, really comfortable, goes on well. It's got a little silicone strap inside it, so it grips well. It just articulates very nicely, very easily, and as I say, that one button use on there just means that it's really intuitive and you can go through it really easy. Here's a good design feature too. If you press it, a short press, so that's red, wait for a couple of seconds and you see it's gone green. That just means that the battery is well charged. If it had gone orange, it would be down to about 50%. If it went red, then it'd need a recharge. So quite clever design. Charging as well obviously doesn't take batteries. It's got a chargeable battery within it, and it's really nicely sealed. You have to unscrew this all the way back until it exposes the mini USB slots just in here. It's got this little silicone bit that goes over it as well, but once you've charged it, Screw it down, put the silicone strap back up, and it's 100% waterproof. Should last forever, and the battery seems to last forever too. I've only charged it once. I use this all the time. It's not just at night that you use these things, because you're quite often just going down around in a darkened bilge or an engine room or something, and you just need this on to see what you're doing when you're working. So yeah, it's worth getting a decent head torch.
One of the best things we've been given for Fair Isle are these shoes. There we are. These are my slipper shoes, the ones I wear on deck. They're very grippy, very comfy. It feels like you're just almost in bare feet, and they're warm in the winter, which has been brilliant when we've been in Venice over the winter. But of course the key thing is that you can wear them outdoors and in seawater. When you get out of the dinghy, for instance, you can put your feet in. They drain because they've got these holes in the bottom, so they drain easily, but they're very hard wearing. We've been wearing these now for about 4 months, I think, just going in and out of water pretty constantly, seawater, fresh water, and they still look pretty good. These are the ones that I've worn nearly every day, almost good as new. We actually managed to wash them in some fresh water. They're getting a bit stiff in the seawater, but you just wash them out with fresh water, and they're good as new. So what works best for us is to have separate indoor and outdoor shoes, because little bits of stones and things get stuck sometimes, you know, in the bottom here. So these are my outdoor shoes. I come on deck, take them off, pop them in here along with all our other stuff, and put my slippers, sorry, shameless slippers, back on for walking around the decks. It works perfectly.
Now, you may have noticed in some recent videos that we've been wearing these from time to time. This is an OLAS man overboard device, so basically it's just going to put off a sound and visual warning. We're using this, the OLAS Core, to do that if one of us fell overboard. And obviously when you're short-handed, someone down below, you know, is a risk that if you've got one person on deck, that might happen. Now, I'm not going to go into massive detail on that on here. One, because I haven't used it enough yet to know, and two, because it's going to be much too involved to go through all the different procedures for something like this on this video. So we're going to do a safety video all on its own about all different types of safety gear. We want to go through, we had a sort of a little recap of our safety regimes last winter, and we're gathering some new gear together. It's always good to do that because new things come out all the time, and this sort of Bluetooth design is one of those. And I'm not suggesting it's a replacement for something like the Mob 1 thing here, but these have problems in themselves. I mean, this is good in that it's showing you exactly where you are if you fall overboard, because it's got its own GPS and it's sending that via AAS. But as I say, I can't go into all the details, but it's difficult to test. It's got problems in itself. In these ones, I'm not happy with Mob 1, because I know these should come with a big plastic cover over the top that you use when you're storing it, and it didn't come. And I emailed them about it, and they still haven't sent one. So, you know, I'll be looking for a different supplier actually for these sorts of things if I can. So any suggestions, you know, that just put them through to us. But this, you know, is just good for us because we don't always wear a life jacket. You know, maybe we should more often, but you know, in this sort of heat, it's almost 40 degrees at the moment. You know, you look around here, you won't find anyone in a life jacket. And this, obviously, you can wear. You know, the thing like the Mob 1's only going to work if you're wearing your life jacket. You don't have it on its own. This you do. So yeah, how does this work? Just briefly, you can use it as we have, because we've got a larger boat through something like the OLAS Core. So it gives it a little bit more range, and hopefully will make it more stable, so you're not going to get false alarms from that. But you can just use it directly from your mobile. You can have a mobile app, and it can just send the signal to here, and it'll do a sound and light, you know, coming up on your phone. And that's good because you can actually take it onto any boat then. You don't have to fit anything, it can go with you. So, you know, it's worth looking at something like this, I think, certainly if you're short-handed like us, and, you know, pets as well. If you can put this on a pet, save your worry of knowing if the dog or cat has gone overboard. So I'll put it back on and go and put me swimming shorts on, and let's see if it works. Okay, so it's all switched on. What's going to be interesting is to see how quickly it comes on, whether it goes when I just hit the water and go under the water, or how far away from the boat I have to be. Let's find out. Ah!
That was a pretty realistic scream. Yep, that's it. So not far. I can still see you.
Okay, I admit it, I'm slightly obsessed by lights, but I love these little things. It's just something that I found on Amazon, cheap as chips. Comes in a pack of 4, actually. I didn't realise that, and I thought it was just for 1. I thought they were going to be bigger. It's always difficult to know what size things are going to be when you just see them online. But what they are is just a little solar light. So it has a tiny solar panel on, and you just leave them out around the boat during the day, and it gets enough charge to go all night. And I use this as a little extra anchor light. I know, you know, we always have the anchor light at the top of the mast, but I heard a story just yesterday from a friend of ours who, in an anchorage somewhere, had a boat come in and bump into the boat next to them, their friend's boat. And obviously they were a little bit angry about that. And the charter boat that bumped into them said, well, your light's all the way up there, I didn't see it. Well, you know, it's funny, but it's actually true. In a packed anchorage, you come in and you could, you know, be on top of a boat before you actually see it if it's really dark, moonless night. So I think it's good to have extra lights on. And these just come on automatically. The mode I use it in is just to press the button on the bottom twice quickly, and it'll flash twice to tell you that's the mode you're in. And then if it were dark, the PIR here would then turn the light on, and it comes on quite dimly. So this is what it looks like at night. So I've got it here on the bowsprit, and it's just got a low light, but as I walk up, you'll see it just goes bright. So any movement and the light goes bright. So it's quite good. So quite often I'll have ones here just in the doghouse, and there'll just be a light glow illuminates around off the roof of the doghouse and lights this whole area up. So, you know, you can see it from low level, and it means, you know, we come up at night and the lights come up automatically as well, or if someone came on the boat, the lights would come up. So it's sort of a security thing as well. So yeah, I think cheap, easy, really handy.
So an eclectic mix, but all things that we found make sailing more comfortable and fun.
Yep, we like our gadgets. So if you've found something out there you think, oh, this is a really useful bit of kit, do put a little message in the comments, and give us an excuse to get hold of it and do some more testing.
So thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.